Okay, this video is going to be about explaining the star 2 drawing. And it's not a difficult drawing, you just have to understand the concepts of angles in AutoCAD and then what math it is that you're trying to do. So it's not super complicated. What I've got drawn here is a coordinate system, set of crosshairs, whatever. I got a vertical line and a horizontal line. In AutoCAD, under its normal settings, 0 degrees is to the right of the x-axis, okay? Any angular degree that you, now these are not dimensional degrees, like when we would dimension a drawing, but there's the degrees used when we're creating a drawing. So 0 is always to the right. A positive angle goes up from 0, meaning it goes counterclockwise. A negative angle goes down from 0, meaning it goes clockwise. So if we could, I'm showing you here, you get a positive 90 degrees and a negative 90 degrees. It would work the same. You could type in positive 180 or negative 180, and it would be a straight line across. You could do positive 270 or a negative 270, and it would be the vertical line, just you'd be going lots further around. So to do this star drawing, draw you a vertical line. Now when you're, I highly recommend when you're drawing verticals and horizontals that you turn on your ortho mode. Okay, that guarantees that your line is horizontal or vertical. Okay. Yeah, you think you can drag your mouse and get it correct, but invariably you're going to end up making mistakes. Okay, and another tip that I see a lot of people doing is they're turning on snap mode. And snap mode works great if everything you're drawing is at the same settings as your grid. Most of the time it's not going to be. So I almost always draw with snap mode turned off, and I usually leave grid turned off because it doesn't really help me that much. Okay. Now, there are special circumstances where those will, and the more experience you get, you'll be able to see those circumstances come into them. Okay, so draw you a vertical line and then turn off ortho mode. And start your line command. And we're going to start here at the top. And I'm going to work to the left. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to work over this way. And your line command, you're not just going to drag your mouse and try to keep it at 2 units and, the right degrees. It's too complicated. There's the easier way. So we're going to use the line command and our command line down here to type in our commands. And so I'm going to start with the @ symbol, because if I do the @ symbol, it tells AutoCAD that I'm giving these coordinates based on the relative position of the cursor where we started the command. Meaning it's not the absolute coordinate system, but it's relative to the last known point. And I know I want my line to be 2 units long, so I would type the @ symbol, and I would go 2. Now, you can see it's already set for angles, but if I type a comma, it will default to a coordinate. So I press the Tab key, and it defaults to an angle. Okay, now, the star is it's 36 degrees on the interior angles between the points. And I start with the top because I've got a vertical line coming down. So half of that angle would be 18 degrees. Be 18 to the left, 18 to the right. But because I'm dealing with a 90-degree angle coming across, I want to add those two together. So I'm going to go with a negative 108 degrees. Okay, and I'm going to stop the command right there and zoom in on this. So if coming from the vertical, I'm coming down 90 degrees, and another 18 degrees gets me to this line point here. Now I start my line command again from here. And yeah, this one you could drag out. You could turn on ortho mode. And I could drag out, and I could just tell it 2 units long at 180 degrees. Okay. Now I want to turn ortho mode back off. And this one, I have to go back to my keyboard. So I'll say at 2 units, tab. And this one is going to be negative 36 degrees. Because I'm coming from a horizontal line here. If we think of this as my x-axis, this being 0, I'm coming down 36 degrees. Okay. And then I can go my line command again from here. Same kind of thing as the very first one up there. I say at 2 units, tab, minus 108. Okay. And so that gets you part of the way around. You just, as you're working the rest of the way around, the same thing is you're either, adding or subtracting from 0 degrees, whatever it's going to be. And the vertical line is going to be a 90, so you just kind of do the math to come up with that. And you just do it, okay? I'm not going to work through this whole thing. That's part of this exercise is for you to figure out what those angles need to be. There's only, you've got 2 horizontal lines that you can draw. That's easy. Everything else is going to be using the line command with the at symbol, a distance of 2, tab key, and then a positive or a minus angle. And that's it.